But I wanted to talk to you guys about a couple of AEW contracts coming up. Like first on my list, I had Daniel Garcia. Right. So a lot of the big talk around him is that he was written out of storylines, particularly because his contract was up and they were negotiating a new contract with him. And the hope was that he will resign. But if he didn't, they got him out of there. Like, right. Or if he does resign, they got a ready-made story for him to come back. I found that to be very interesting. I had no idea about that.
I thought it was
the Lucha
great
Brothers. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
The Lucha Brothers.
Because you cover yourself. You cover yourself if he does decide to come back. And I think I know both of you guys' answer. But where do you want Garcia?
I want him at AEW.
Oh, we're gonna get to that. I'm gonna let's get to these other things really quick. And then the Lucha Brothers. The Lucha Brothers. There's been a lot of talk about them, but I think just recently, Matt probably seen as well that it's being widely reported that they are WWE bound at some point. AEW talks or were breaking down, or they weren't going anywhere. So now they're under the assumption that they're gonna be leaving the company pretty soon. And then another one, Keith Lee. Keith Lee's contract is reportedly up very soon. And then we got Dustin Rhodes. Now this is off the dirt sheets. Now these are dirty words I'm giving y'all right now. I don't know how clean or how real they are, but we got Dustin Rhodes' contract is also up sometime in September, and this is via a Fightful report. So, guys, with Daniel Garcia, with the Lucha Brothers, with Keith Lee, and potentially Dustin Rhodes, where do you want to see any of these AEW guys land? Do you want to see them stay in AEW, or do you want to see a WWE run? What do you guys think?
I had to write them down, all the names that you just said. So Daniel Garcia, I want him in AEW. Keep him there. I think he's going to do a lot of magic with MJF. He's young. And if if he wants to come to WWE, he's so young. In the next 3 to 5 years when his contract expires, he can go to WWE. Lucha Bros, of course, they can go print money in WWE. Dustin. I just don't see them bringing him on to WWE unless they're bringing him into more of like a capacity of training, maybe bring him into NXT. But as far as what we're going to see on product on TV, I think Dustin is okay with retiring from my point of view. Sorry if that's disrespectful to him, but that's just how I feel. I don't know if there's going to be much interest of me watching Dustin in WWE. And Keith Lee, he showed up at the Hall of Fame in the background. So what you expect? Keith Lee will absolutely want to come back, I think, to work for Triple H if he's welcome. Where would I want to see him at? Because I've actually only seen him mean something in NXT, then that is under the WWE name, I would put him with WWE.
So I think this story can coincide with the news of the first 2 weeks of NXT going to CW, where they're going to be on the road in major arenas. Week 1 is in Chicago, which we will absolutely be in the building for that one. Week 2 is in St. Louis. Interesting thing about that story was Chicago was penciled in to get NXT's December's PLE. And it got moved to the first show on CW. The reason why that's interesting is, are they changing, going to arenas much more often for their weekly television going forward? Will it be weekly? Will it be monthly? We don't know that yet. But when I saw those 2 dates just a few days ago announced, my first thought was, oh, this is about to be their legit third brand. WWE's legit third brand. Yes, it's still going to be developmental, but if they're doing these shows on the road, and these are regular size arenas, they're going to the Allstate, which is where we just had SmackDown, a month or so ago. So these are not, 2,000-3,000 seaters. These are 9,000-10,000 seat arenas. So I say that to say, if that is the case, and we get a mix of NXT color and NXT black and gold, a lot of those names you said, E, may be fantastic in NXT. Daniel Garcia, Ricky Starks, Lucha Bros. Now I know Lucha Bros said they don't want to go to NXT, they want to go to WWE. And I've been saying Penta is a cash cow that they've never used properly in terms of merchandising in AEW. I know that once again they're a startup company. I get that, but to not have masks and not have gloves, things of that nature is insane. WWE is going to make sure they get that, and boy oh boy, is Penta going to be a cash cow. We know Phoenix can go in the ring. He can be whatever you need him. He's a plug and play type guy. If you want him as a singles, he can be a singles. If you want him as a tag, of course he can do tag. So they'll probably be WWE main roster. But Starks is I'm interested about. Garcia, I think Garcia could do extremely well in NXT. Main roster, I'm not too sure about. But I've always been there are, as anything, there's anomalies. Swerve. That boy's on fire right now in AEW. And I wish AEW was just a little better to me overall because they are doing some really good things.